100-day Unleashing My Superpowers. 30 women across the globe, all sharing their amazing story about how they've navigated the male-dominated work environment to achieve. Today, I have a phenomenal leader. Talk about a woman in STEM. I have the pleasure to introduce Dr. Gretchen Gagel. Gretchen is an engineer who has dedicated her entire career to collaborate with global leaders to solve strategic issues in a way that actually brings sustainable change and organizational performance. Talk about somebody who is using her background in engineering to consult with big companies such as Procter & Gamble, General Motors, and so on and so on, to bring change. She's a phenomenal woman. Gretchen is a recognized global expert in organizational agility. She is helping organizations to embrace the ability to change as a strategic capability. Gretchen is going to share with you her epiphany moments. I would like to invite you to listen to her video, or rather to watch her video, as she shares the importance of having a diverse team in an organization. How many of you sometimes feel like you don't fit in? But let me tell you something. We don't have to fit in because we're all unique individuals. We all bring different strengths in an organization. I would like you to listen to Gretchen as she shares how organization should embrace diversity. Thank you. Would you like to share some of the stories, like your epiphany moments in your leadership journey, that we could learn, like what propelled your career, like your breakthroughs? Three, if you have three.
To be confident, but not be arrogant. And I think sometimes it's difficult for women to step up with confidence. My emotional intelligence coach says most of the time I have to be dialed up at a 10 being a woman in the construction industry, or I'm not going to be taken seriously. But to be confident in yourself, no one else is going to be confident in you if you aren't to begin with. And
Yes.
to really love yourself and value your skills and the contributions that you can make to an organization. I think that's one of the keys. I think another thing as a leader is to have humility and to know when you don't have the answers, whether that's as a president of a company. I've been managing director or president of 3 companies. That I'm not the smartest person in the room sometimes, that I work hard to hire and keep the smartest people in the world, try to really surround myself with really smart people, and that it's okay to say, wow, I don't know, let's go figure that out. Or even as a consultant. So to be confident, but yet to say, have humility and say, I don't know the answer. And then really self-care. I worked myself into the ground. I was at one point on 6 boards and working full-time with 2 teenagers, and had a health scare with my heart. It really taught me to take care of myself. I run 100K, 110K a month. I take time for myself, and you're no good. I think of leadership as like an elite athlete. You're no good to your team if you're not at your brightest, if you're not eating right and sleeping and taking healthy care of yourself. So that's something that was a hard lesson for me to learn.
The life-work balance. How have you done that? And how should actually women, do that? Because that's one of the things that women are struggling with.
We need to talk about how hard it is to work and have kids and have an aging mom, and all the different things. Even if it's not kids, there's other things that and I just living true to your values, that the work's always going to be there. I started a saying when I had my kids that I had 10 tons of coal on my desk. And as long as I could walk away at the end of the day thinking I got a ton of coal out, there's still 9 there but I've done what I can do and feel good about it and not feel guilty, and not feel guilty at work about not being with my kids, and not feel guilty when I'm with my kids about not being at work. To put your best foot forward.
Don't fix me, fix the environment. What are your comments on culture? I think we touched a little bit on that. Do you have any other comments on that?
About respect for diversity, respect for difference is smarter, because difference is smarter. There are great research studies out there that show that the most important thing that makes a team smart is whether or not it has women on it. And this has been documented over and over again. So it's not because it's just the right thing to do, it's the smart thing to do. Make your teams as smart as possible by putting diverse thinking on them.
Some of the greatest barriers, like three, if you, in your experience, that are holding women back, or, for career advancement, especially in STEM, what are those biggest barriers, and what should leaders be doing to assist the women?
So I think it's getting more girls interested in STEM, but then it's keeping them. So they have to be in organizations where the culture supports them and where men are being deliberate as allies. So when I joined in 1994, our consulting firm, I think we had probably 150 consultants at the time. Two of us were women, 2 out of 150. We had clients that basically said, don't bother to send a woman to tell me how to run my construction company. And luckily, I had a boss that said, well, then you're going to need to find a different consulting firm, because Gretchen's part of our team and she's really super smart. And you need men that are allies, that are willing to take a stand and willing to stand up for women and believe in women and champion women.
Like to just summarize, help them to navigate the male-dominated work environment. What are those three? If you have 4 or 5, it's still okay. If you're to summarize, I know we covered quite a lot.
Believe in yourself. Have confidence in yourself. That comes from knowing what you're really good at and what you're not. Leverage those strengths. Surround yourself with people that complement those. We cannot all be good in everything. I'm not a detail-oriented person. I hire executive assistants that are detail-oriented. So know yourself. Be confident in your strengths. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Have humility around that, and that includes finding sponsors that'll help you advance in your career. And be easy on yourself. If you have kids, and you don't feel guilt when you're at work because you're not with your kids, and vice versa. Be where you want to be. I have an exercise where I draw a pie of life, and it's 168 hours in a week, and I draw sections of the pie. And the very first one is sleep. I sleep 7 to 8 hours every night. And the second one is running and taking care of myself. So take care of yourself first. Put your own oxygen mask on first. And then think mindfully about how you want to spend that time with your family, yourself, and work, and live that life, and feel good about the decisions that you personally make. And you're going to make decisions that are different from other people's, and that's okay.
Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed getting to know you.